Agile, and it's an honor for us to introduce Mr. Vijay Morankar. He's a director in technology at UBS. He's a transformation leader with 17 years of experience shaping digital product and agile ways of working across global enterprises. He has led multiple large-scale transformations, partnering with C-suites leaders to drive faster delivery, stronger predictability, and modern engineering practices across organization. Vijay is also an AI-driven transformation practitioner, helping teams unlock meaningful productivity gains while building high performing, psychologically safe cultures. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Vijay Morankar to the PMI Agile series.
Hey,
Hi Vijay, thank you for joining with us. I would now hand over the session to you to learn more about AI age of Agile.
sure. Thank you, Kriti. First of all, good morning, guys. Thank you for joining on Saturday morning. Very hard. It's like Monday morning. So, really, thank you. And nice introduction, right, given by Kriti. Thank you for that as well. Quickly, we'll try to share my screen and then let's try to have it interactive sessions. My slides, everything, you can access it afterwards also. So, our intent is to try and see how can we basically engage, communicate, and learn from each other here. Just a moment, I'm just trying to. Very okay. I'll share my entire screen. That would really be good because I'm not able to share it. Can you guys see it now? Kriti, can you confirm if able to see
Uh,
this?
I think it's loading. It's taking some
Okay.
time.
Cool, cool.
We can see the slides.
Okay. So I think, guys, today we are going to talk about this important topic, the age of agile with AI. We all know the age of agile, right? How agile has evolved and all that stuff. But now, in last 2 3 years, right, what is happening and the pace, right, where the things are moving, we need to have certain additional skills, right, to be as relevant and up to date, and more importantly, thrive, right, in this ever changing space, right? So let's quickly get through the topics. These are the list of topics we will try to cover. Obviously, I'll not go through reading each one of them, but yeah, if you have any questions, right, when we discuss, right, those topics, probably we can have some questions and discuss on that. Some things will be like basic. We'll start from the basics to set the context or background, and then we gradually will move up. For the interest of everybody here, I have not gone to a level, something we call as portfolio or enterprise level kind of scaling concepts. The essence, right, is to understand it first, and hence the focus is more on the teams and people, right, focusing or delivering, right, within the teams. So let's get started. As here you can see, right, we have been into different eras, right, and quite a lot, right. Each era had certain focus areas, right, and characteristics. I think most of us have seen all these eras, right, from waterfall, where the entire focus was on predictability, right, though the delivery was very, like, in terms of time, it was very high. like few months or years, right? Then we shifted to Agile, right, where our focus changed to adapt, and we started delivering things within weeks. After that, the DevOps came, right, where we created a mechanism where we can continuously deliver, right? And that's where our deployments or releases how we have become now, within days, right? We are able to turn on the things. Additionally, on top of that, we are going through this unprecedented, right, area where the focus is on agile, right? And organizations, each organization, be it small, medium, or big size, they're trying to augment what they are doing, right? And the pace is really, really fast, right? Within hours, and many things are getting turned on, right? Or the turnaround time is really fast. So we need to adapt, right? And the adaptation should be intelligent, right? Many times we get a question that can we learn everything in AI augmented things? No, the short answer is no, right? Because it is a huge kind of a sea or ocean, right? You cannot learn everything. But what you can do is you can try to understand how the organizations are forming the rhythm, and based on that rhythm, they are delivering or moving ahead, right? So it is like the crossing the chasm, right? Kind of thing, where some early adapters, they would try to accelerate, experiment, and show the path to the people who are adopting later, or they are just saying we will see how the experiments with others, right, going on, and then we will follow the cycle, right? So most importantly, thing which we need to keep in our mind is, the agile has transferred, right, the way we build product. We focus on product based thinking, right? But in the AI is, you all know, right, it is not transforming how we work or build a product. It basically transforming our brains, right, the way we think, the time when we make the decision, deliver, and learn. So it has become so fast that we don't have much kind of a playground now to experiment. It is like you learn it and do it, and the things are happening rapid, fast, right? Space. So more importantly, with the AI augmented, right, concept now, there are teams which are like semi humans, meaning you have some AI assisted or AI members within your team, right? They are doing equally the work we do, right, as a developer or pod member or scrum master, product owner, whatever role we are into, right? So how do we cope, right, with that? We're going to talk about it, and then obviously at the end of day we will have some key takeaways, right? How can we basically survive, or what are the areas we need to focus on, or the trends, right, in the industry? If there are any questions, I'm not able to see because my screen is in full mode. But if you have any questions, please do put it in Q&A, and then Kriti, please help me if you can reading those out. I'll move quickly to the next slide. Meanwhile, many of us, right, today facing a challenge, right, where we are asked to improve our efficiency, right? And that is primarily the word or the pace where most of the organizations are focusing at this point of time is improving the efficiency, right? There are very few who have gone to a stage where they are improving their effectiveness as well, right, with the AI. When we say efficiency, it is all about the time or the scale or the speed, right, at which things move. In our software world, or in a world where we want to deliver something, right, the pace is most critical aspect now, and the experimentation, right? So with AI, I think we are able to make some progress, right, in those areas, right? But with that, we have certain existing challenges, right? Since we adopted agile like 2 decades before, we have some of those challenges, right, mentioned here. And most importantly, how AI can help, right, in those areas is actually mentioned here. And the third part, right, of the slide, it talks about the actual gains in terms of numbers people are seeing. So if I'm a developer, I'm using AI, right, coding assistant, I'm able to complete my work like 20 to 55% faster than what I am able to do currently, right? Then if you are especially managing a lot of meetings, right, or having administrative work, I think with the AI now coming in, we are able to save lot of hours per week. It is almost like 60-70% gains, right, in some of the cases. But there is no officially reported number, hence we have put several hours per week, right? And then we talked about, right, the organization which ethically or logically they know how to combine these AI capabilities into their engineering practices or the ecosystem where they want to deliver value sooner, faster, right, and safer. They are getting more productivity gains, right, rather than just adopting AI, right? So I think if you know any AI adoption, right, or any AI tooling, right, if organization or team, right, they start using it, it goes through certain cycles, right? The first is adoption. Second one is it basically starts improving your individual productivity. Third is you try to scale it, and the last stage is orchestrating. Orchestrating is like mimicking or trying to have the similar impact of like productivity gain at organization level, and that is where most of the organization, right, in today's world they are struggling. They have phenomenal efficiency gains at individual level, but they do not have the same kind of correlation or numbers when it comes to the organizational kind of productivity gains, right? The real agility, right? So that is where agile, right, basically helps to align the AI in the right direction, to have those continuous feedback loops, bridge those knowledge gaps, and more importantly, have constructive kind of conflict handling mechanism, ultimately creating a good kind of a psychological safe space and environment, right? So if you have those things in your ecosystem of an organization, usually what we have seen across that these organizations have better success ratio of adopting with the real efficiency gain correlating or converting into the productivity numbers as well. So that's why we need agile, right? Many people say that agile is dead, we don't need agile. We definitely need agile. Agile itself is also evolving, right, to the context and to the problems, right, we are solving in today's world. We cannot keep on telling people that you need to do sprint planning every 2 weeks. No, right? We need to understand what's happening, right? Similarly, if you know the planning level, right, onion, we have planning at different levels. The context of planning, the intent of planning, the timing of the planning, right? All these things are evolving or they have evolved. So we need to find better ways in order to cope, right, with the AI pace and evolve, right? So that's where agile is needed. And AI helps, right, in expediting or basically moving right through the value chain quickly with the better value or with the better outcomes, right? That's why AI is very, very handy, and we all should learn and understand, right, the AI skills. So this is just typical example I have given from our day-to-day life at the team level, right? Many of us might be doing team level role or managing the teams or managing the programs. But if you see at each level, you have the similar set of artifacts, right? So if you're focusing on the team level, right, we do different activities, right? We try to create our stories, test cases, sprint summaries, release notes, documentation as a part of the typical SDLC, right? Development we do. So with AI, right, all these things can be done in a rapid, fast way, as you can see, right? And the most important thing, right, is where many people still struggle is the documentation, right? So it can help you to save few days, right, per release. It can also help you to have your release notes handy. And we have seen the situation where the need of cab, right, change approval board or the architecture review board. All those things are automated with the help of AI, right? Capabilities being developed. And there are like the entire pipeline, right, of work is fully automated, typically in large, right, organizations which are constrained by lot of regulation and compliance. We are not talking about obviously the organizations like Amazon or Meta or etc. Right? They are already doing it in very fast, right, manner. But if you think banks or healthcare industry or even the FMCG, right, industry, or the areas where there are a lot of regulations, right, they need to meet, even the insurance, right, industry. So they are able to save a lot of time with their compliance and regulation checks with the help of AI. And Agile is helping to basically align, plan, and evolve, right, the way they do their work. And I think nowadays there is a very prominent term or word that is coming for ways of working. It is called as emergent or evolving ways of working, right? So each organization, be it small, medium, or big size, they are re-looking at their agile or the ways of working, and they are coming with the ways of working. Those are evolving as per the AI, right? Post AI adoption, right? So if many people, right, as I also hear, right, this thing, many people talk about agile is dead, we don't have future. That's not the case. It will flourish only if you know how to basically use with the modern kind of capabilities or technology, right? Advancements have happened. So if you know and you can use your common sense, right, not sticking to any framework or any guideline blindly, right? You can't stick it to it only after doing certain amount of context or background study, right? With respect to your assignments, then only it makes more sense, right? So this is a very typical flow. Again, I'm not able to see any questions or anything because I have shared my screen entirely. If there are any, Kriti, you can let me know.
Sure, Vijay.
Okay. And similarly, right, you can scale, right, your agile ceremonies or improve your efficiency, right, of the ceremonies easily, right, by giving AI work of doing whatever administrative or manual activities or repetitive, right, things we are doing. Some of the examples are given here. My most famous or the example where we have seen a lot of value is identifying the dependencies, right? And it is a pain, right? Many people who are playing role of scrum master or managing the teams, still we struggle to visualize, manage all the dependencies, right, within your um, team charter or within your program or portfolio, right, wherever you are working. But with the help of AI, we did create some Power BI reports which automatically consumes the information from your certain dashboards and gives you signals, information, what is happening, which dependencies are aging, which dependencies you need to work upon, which are blocking you, which are supposed to be fixed on a certain cadence. And especially they are helping the product owners to basically plan their next iterations or sprints, uh, right, in a good manner. So that is where AI is really, really coming handy. We don't even do many teams, right? We don't do planning, looking at the velocity, past data. We all have that data available easily with the AI. It predicts your current capacity based on the numbers you provide, and if you use it right widely across, it saves around 60 to 70% of your administrative or the repetitive work and provides good numbers. So that becomes like people think that, yeah, we have good numbers, we can work on it, they feel accountable, and everything is visible, right? Nobody is inputting right here. So sometimes people have that scrum master is managing, right? So we don't know how things are happening. So those biases, right, are automatically handled if you use AI tools smartly. One important thing, right, in our reviews which we are doing across is like we have created a score mechanism where people, like stakeholders, they give the vote on the scale of 1 to 10, for example, how confident, right, they feel about this feature going into production and adding a value, right? These parameters. So based on that, the releases are planned, the deployments are moving, the highest value stories are bubbled up quickly because it happens in the regulated world, right? Especially not all stories can go in the subsequent or the next release. You need to meet certain regulations, criteria, compliance. There is exhaustive list, especially if you have security aspects and so on, right? You need to handle different type of data, right? So I think this is where AI is coming handy. We have just given a visualization at the team level, but if you do it at the say program level, right? Some companies call it as crew. If you do it at portfolio level, some of them call it as stream, right? The ceremony's scope, the number of participants, right, increases, but the AI, right, effectiveness remains the same. It basically provides you more focus, reduces your administrative work, and you can do your BRP, big room planning kind of event at the program level within 30 to 45 minutes if you have right context, right tooling in place, right, and right data right beforehand if you provide. That's how it is saving lot of time, and the agile is becoming, right, very effective with the help of AI, right? It was like very manual, tedious, right, kind of process. Even I don't know how many of you do BRP or the quarterly kind of gathering where you do the planning, you share your roadmap in terms of epics or higher level requirements, right? That activity itself is very painful. It takes a lot of time usually, but with the help of AI, it is much sorted, and that is where we have seen the real value and results, right? Okay, we will keep on moving. Now, many people, right, they also ask this question typically, right, within and outside, right? What will happen to my role? Am I going to survive, right? And everybody of us is going through that change, right? Where we are having constant fear in our mind. What would happen to me, my role, whether AI will eat it or not, right? uh, it's very simple, right? If you don't use it, definitely you are outdated anyway, right? If you use it, you are at least in a population which uses it. But if you use it effectively to your context and showcase and provide value in terms of outcomes or whatever, right, at your level, then your role will gain more and more importance. It will not go away, right? There was a strong debate, right, when I think 1.5 year before, if you know, Airbnb, right, they did basically try to get away from many of the product owner roles, right, and then they handed over those roles to marketing guys, right, or sales people who actually were knowing the business, right, well. Is it helping them? No report, right, coming out of, but what we know, right, it is not actually helping with the way they were supposed to or envisioned, right, by the leadership. So the product owner, right, role, or the scrum master or whatever role, developers QA, right, they will amplify their impact if they focus of using AI in day-to-day life. The biggest challenge, right, using AI is you have limited number of tokens right nowadays, and if you use it, there is a large number of consumption, right, happens, and you run out of tokens, right? So for that, you can basically create your own agent. It's very simple. I don't know any technology or coding, right, in detail, but still we have created agents at our level. What these agents do, we do basically create our context, right? For example, we do have some routine activities, right? Routine work. So every time when I go and hit some AI, right, tool, ask for that information, it is like consuming uh, the tokens, right? They process it and then give back the information. Versus you can do things like this. You can create your own context with the agent that actually saves 50 to 60% of your tokens, and the tokens are associated with the cost, right? Um, the biggest challenge of adoption in AI across the organization is the cost, right, of having the AI, right? So many companies are now becoming like smarter. They are creating their own context layer. We call it as a context layer. They are adding up a lot of data as everybody, right, uses it, and they make sure that they use that context layer to solve or to get the outcomes or outputs based on the prompts, right, people provide. So it saves a lot of tokens. They do not interact with any AI tool beforehand. And yes, if it is needed, the tools are smart enough, they interact, right? So that's where each role, right, whatever role you see, right, and this is just listed for the team level, right, as I said, but any role, right, product manager, program manager, project manager, or entire PMO family, right, if you see, or initiative management, etc., right, all these roles are evolving, and they are valuable if you use AI, right, uh, appropriately or to your context, and be a smart citizen, right, in your ecosystem of organization. So that's the focus shift, right? You need to work on AI. Basically, right, changes how the work is getting done, right? It doesn't change why it is getting done, right? So why part is still with us, right? With us meaning humans, and we need to basically come up with uh, better whys, right? At the end of the day, we cannot have too many whys and do a lot of work with the AI, right? That's what we are also seeing. There are a lot of use cases, right, where people are implementing AI, trying to experiment a lot. But if you ask about the conversion or the actual usage, that is fairly less, right? And that is where the focus is, right. More and more focus is now being spent by multiple leadership people, and I think we should be also aware about what to do, what not to do, right? Take those decisions fast. With AI, you can do actually and save your future cost as well. So these are the roles at the team level, right? The future focus, you can take a look at it. Next, right, slide. We were talking about the rise of, right, or how AI, right, is acting like as one of the team member, right, within your team. So we have actually seen, right, especially those who do the constant development or use the tools like LLM tools, right, the generative AI tools, lot of tools available, right, Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, and so on, right? There, I think there is nobody in the room who have not used any of the AI tool. I assume so, right? So there are different kinds of tools used for different purposes. For example, coding assistance, right? If you know, there is very nice product developed by Atlassian recently. It is called as Rovo, Atlassian Rovo. It has all the capabilities uh, in terms of exploring, developing, deploying, and before that, visioning, right? And handling the maintenance, right, part of any work, right, that moves to your value stream. It can handle all the pieces. So it can handle LLM capabilities, it can handle specific agent capabilities, agentic capabilities, and so on, right? So there are flagship products, right, from each of the big giant. You see Copilot, GitHub Copilot is very famous. GitLab Duo is another product which GitLab has come up, right? They actually help expedite, right, our work bit faster. We have meeting assistants. I think everybody is using that, where nobody is now taking minutes of meeting, right? AI is doing that. AI is capturing all the action items, understanding the tone and the style where the people are uh, interacting in that particular event or meeting. We also have different sort of backlog refinement tools where you just put your backlog, provide the context, priority. Based on that, it comes up with the possible set of stories for you, right? We have testing tools, right? There are a lot of testing tools already, right? We have, and most of them they are coming with some add-on or extension, right, in the format of AI capability where you can do your regression or new, right, in iteration or new feature, right, automation quickly. So I think this is where there is big shift happening, right, especially in the QA roles. um, uh, People need to understand, right, that you don't need to write use cases or test cases manually in today's world, right? You have to take help. You don't need to have flow like the system, or we call as requirement traceability matrix created on your own, right? So a lot of manual or mundane or repetitive work we can be done with the testing tools. You can do the regression, everything, right, with that. And then obviously there are assistants on managing the documentation pieces. So if you see by 2030, right, there is a clear prediction mentioned where most of the teams, right, at each level, be it team, program, portfolio, or strategic or organization level, they would routinely collaborate with the multiple AI agents alongside human team members. So it is a future or possibility that is in existence already, where 20-30% of your team size is AI teammates, right? They are doing the work for you. They're acting as a virtual team members. And obviously you have AI capabilities available where you can also speed up your execution, right? How does the future, right, agile looks like? Uh, it's very simple, right? If you see next 4 or 5 years now, at the moment we have AI assisted teams, right? Some of the organizations which are we like early adopters, they have AI augmented delivery, right? It is still challenge in the spaces where there are a lot of regulations, right? So those organizations are focusing on automating or making sure that the regulation work is basically automated, or most of the effort, right, there is saved with the help of the AI tools. Then they would go there. Predictive delivery, it is already happening, right, in a lot of organizations, e-commerce industry, right? And then adaptive autonomous team. So this is like um, not changing, right? You need to still have autonomous teams which are adaptive. So ultimately, you will be owning everything, right? In real sense now with the AI capability, right? On the paper, we used to say that the teams need to be self-organized, cross-functional, but we still knew, right? People are having their role capabilities or the skill sets, right? And based on that, they are doing some things. But since AI is now integrated day by day, it will soon become a reality that it will be purely autonomous, adaptive kind of a setup, right? At the teams or each level up. So that is how the agile will evolve, and the maturity of the agile, right, will basically look like over next 3-4 years. Obviously, there are certain challenges, right, in this path, risks, right? Many a time we have seen that AI, right, does hallucinate, right? Lot of situations, scenarios. It does provide you a lot of information which is not practically verified, right? If you do not use your prompts correctly, right? It does provide a lot of context or content which is of no use, right? So we definitely need to make sure that how the ethics, right, governance and usage, right, of the AI evolves. And for that, uh, we need to make sure that uh, we need to understand that AI cannot be 100% correct, right? We still need to validate with our judgment. And this is very common across even now in our industry. One common observation I see with our resumes, right? When we look for any opportunities outside, the resumes are tailored exactly as per the requirement, they are like 100% matching. How can this be possible, right? With the help of AI tools. So please note that, right? AI will update whatever, however way you want to, but you as a human, right? We need to make sure that that is actually making sense or not. Will I be able to uh, answer or give justice in my assessment or interviews, right? If my profile goes forward, right? This is just one basic example. Even in one of the newspapers, right, in Pakistan, it happened that they pasted the command, right, prompt output or result as is with the AI content where it is showing that I can refine it further and all the stuff, right? So you need to be smart using it, right? Obviously, we talked about governance lot, right? Privacy, right? And there are rules, ethics, regulations per country, right? And that is where AI is having big challenge. How can they integrate cross-border ethics regulations, right? And come up with the outcomes that are not biased or managed by some like someone, right, who is controlling it, right? And they will not be able to basically pursue or change the thought process, right, in other directions. Um, so that is all about responsible, right, governance. So in short, you can trust AI, but you need to verify it always. It can be disaster, right? Also, if you don't verify. Um, what are the skills, right, we need for the next generation agile leader, right? That is very common question nowadays. So World Economic Forum, right? They did this survey study, right? They found that you need to have analytical thinking, AI literacy. They are completely saying AI literacy, right? They are not saying AI expert, right? So do not worry about the fact that I am not the expert or I don't know how different algorithms, right, beside uh, AI, right, calculations or agents, right, they run. No, I think you should be able to use it smartly, right? These tools. Then resilience, right? Continuous learning, right? So if you see technical acumen, obviously we need to have good literacy, AI literacy, prompt engineering. I think this is the key. Roles which do not directly uh, say contribute into delivery, right? Rather they enable delivery or the governance or whatever, right? Aspects. They definitely need to learn and become, I will not say expert, but good users of using prompts, right? So they need to understand prompt engineering concepts, especially they need to, I think we need to basically understand how AI can parse my right queries. What is the best possible way I can get my outcome, right, in less number of attempts, right? How do I do that, right? So that is all about giving right prompts, and this is prompt engineering. Data literacy, right? In today's context, if you do not know the data, right? If you do not do that analysis on your own, right? It will be a problem because a lot of things are based or generated on that. Automation, right? This is the skill we need to learn to practice, right? Try to automate as much as in every practical situation, be it operational work, be it technical, functional, or whatever type of work, right, you face. And the automation doesn't need any specific niche skills, right, with the AI now, right? And you obviously, in order to survive or thrive, right, we need to have a product kind of a thinking, right? Unless we don't have that product-based thinking, we will just provide certain help or work, right, as a kind of a service provider, right, most of the time. So let's try to get out of that and establish the real product thinking, right? And the leadership skills, right, they do not change, right? Your coaching, change leadership, systems thinking. If you know now, most of the organizations are focusing on the flow-based work, meaning they are trying to visualize how their work flows right through the system. It is very well old concept, right, in the manufacturing thing, but this is getting lot of traction, right, across. Why? Because uh, organizations have realized that in my context, it is not beneficial for me to follow, say, 2 week iteration or sprint cycle, right? What is important for me based on my priorities and the strategic right direction, can I deliver on a certain cadence consistently by making sure that the highest value outcomes are given the priority and they go through the funnel quickly, right? It is like continuously delivering, say, the delivery of cars, right, by a showroom. For example, if showroom sells 100 cars in 1 month, and if their sale increases by, say, 20%, they still need to provide 120 cars, right, to the customers, make those available. Otherwise, there will be impact, right, on their uh, name, branding, etc., right? So this is where AI is helping, right? How do I ship uh, more with less, right? With AI, right? So with less capacity, people are able to deliver more valuable content in lesser amount of time, and that is where systems or systemic thinking is very important, where you consider everything as a system of work, right? Um, it's a big concept. I'll explain probably if you get opportunity, get an opportunity sometime or other. Emotional intelligence, right? We need to bring in or use our EI skill more and more, right, going forward, because your technical or the logical intelligence is going high, right, with the AI, but emotional intelligence is not picking up, right? It cannot help still on that aspect, and making the decisions ethically sound, right? You should not make decisions that would impact anyone, the trust, and every other, right, factor associated with it. We talked on those aspects as well. So that's about, I think, we have got enough time for questions and answers. Probably, can I stop sharing now, Kriti?
Yes, Vijay. Thank you so much for the insightful session. I do see there are certain questions. So I posted a quick question on the chat window of what is the most AI tool that they have used at the work, and most common answer was Copilot. And to follow up with that, Shankar Narayan Kasturi has asked us a question which says, share the most suitable AI tools for indigenous defense and aerospace manufacturing and life cycle management. So I think apart from this, we can also let audience know what are the types of AI tools that they can use apart from Copilot.
Mhm. Yeah. So I think if you see, there are uh, around 1800 tools across the world with respect to AI being used, where they have more than 1 million hits per month. And in each area, you have around 100 kind of, or more than 50 number of tools, right, available to you, right? Obviously, there is a question on the indigenous defense and aerospace, right?
Yes.
Manufacturing. So there, right, the way we use tools is, it is a bit different model, right? These are the systems which do not, or which they cannot have any sort of um, mechanism where their data can be exposed, right? They need to protect it. So first of all, it starts with where they host their data, how they host it, right? And if they have that control, right, on their data centers, they onboard the tools only on their uh, data clouds or data centers, do not share it with anybody else, and the tools come up with certain package, right, or the basic capabilities or the latest, right, information, right, or capabilities that build can provide you, right, meaning, and it depends what type of usage they want to use. So it is more like customized in those industries. We have, if you talk about India, right, we have developing our own AI, right, at the defense side with the help of some of the local Indian-based, right, startups, AI startups. Um, Obviously, with the defense being there, I cannot tell the names. That is not good practice. But in short, right, the essence there is everything is hosted and moved onto their premises from all the aspects, where there is 100% assurance that the data is not shared or it is protected in every possible situation. Obviously, there are like government areas where like airports or the stations, they are still using public AI for some of the capabilities, as long as they do not have the confidential or the data which is not getting exposed uh, beyond a certain level, right? So that is happening across. Okay.
And following up with that, I hope Shankar is satisfied with an answer. And also, we have another question from Sarvanan. He's asking, collaborating with multiple AI agents, will it create a confusion? When to use which agent? As well, it might increase recurrent cost on AI license.
Definitely, right? Agent is very costly thing, right? It's not uh, like simple, right? Copilot tool. When you convert something into agent, it consumes more. It needs more. Basically, you need to pay more out of your pocket, right? So you need to have a strategy, right? And that's where what we need to focus, right? As a person also, can I make my agent reusable, or can I make sure that it is scalable to a certain level, right? If you are using an agent at individual level, and if it is just hitting your context, right, layer of an organization, absolutely fine. You can create as many as agents you want to, because that is where the cost is not going. But if you create an agent that hits or basically connects with the tools in the backend, right? For example, Cloud, Sonnet, or Opus, or some other Chat GPT, right? Tools, GPT 5.5, or so on, right? There is a cost, right, associated with that. So you need to understand before using any agent what is my use case, at what level I need to implement it, and then once I implement, I need to make sure that it is reusable and scalable as well, so that others can benefit in the organization as well, if there is a cost, right, associated with that. So that's how you need to understand and handle it.
That's great. Now, I have two questions from Shanti HR. She says, what's your opinion or thoughts on these roles, agents, their efficiency or long term impact on organization and their outcomes? Also, she says that it's practical advice for a human to verify on all AI output. But isn't it again a bottleneck in the process? This will again create an efficiency issue. So we are saying that we'll use AI agents and they play a role. But again, we have to check it as humans. So, it's another bottleneck process. What are your thoughts on that?
Mhm. True, true. So I'll answer one by one, right? The first one. So basically, right, whatever agents or roles, right, whatever we are trying to do right now, as I say, right, the primary focus is on to improve efficiency. And what organizations want that every citizen, right, in my ecosystem knows and uses it regularly, right? Once they reach at this stage, they basically try to evaluate, right, the adoption versus outcome. So adoption is evaluated with usage versus outcome, right? So typically we get a lot of information there. Okay, what happens if somebody is using AI on high level? What is the impact on the delivery or the respective pieces? We have seen the negative impact as well, right? Somebody is using AI like day in day out, but the efficiency is going in negative direction, right? So this is like a challenge, right, at this point of time, right? We need to have, at this point of time, I cannot say that organizations have right mechanism or metrics in place, right, to measure this, right? But over a period of time, what we are seeing, right, the usage of everything, right, with respect to AI needs to be smart and as per the situation or the demand only. You cannot simply keep on using just to use it, right? You need to learn the art of appropriately using prompt engineering, right? You need to use prompts wisely if you want to get one output, and for that, if you end up and say using 5 6 prompts just to clarify, right, to the agent or your tool, that's where organization is expecting that you learn that art and get the results faster. Now, the ethical or verifiability, right, aspect where you mentioned that how can I basically conclude or say that it is correct data. So that is where in prompt you can mention that at least provide a data with 90% confidence based on the real facts, right? Something like you can put where you have more better chance of getting correct outcomes or results, right? Outputs from your query, right? And it is possible across multiple right situation, not only the typical generative AI agents, but the GitHub Copilot also, right? If you see the Copilot, any Copilot, right, any assisting tool, they have different versions, different capabilities available, right? And if you use the advanced capabilities, the chances of getting the correct or the appropriate outcome or output is high, or there is very high confidence. But again, it comes with the cost, right? So you need to balance out that, right, as a user. That is one thing. Yes, there will be efficiency, right? Burnout kind of situations. There are situations, right? And organizations are now finding how they can help their employees, right, to avoid that burnout and make sure that that's where, right, I continuously keep on saying, right, you need to use the tools wisely. You cannot keep on using the tool like when you use it on day one, right? And if you compare it with day 20, you cannot keep using it the same way, right? You need to understand, upgrade, and get the outputs as like quickly as possible in fewer attempts.
That's
There will,
right.
yeah, and there will be trade-off, right? It cannot be 100% correct. It still needs human intervention at the end of the day to verify it.
Also, I have two more questions, but I'll you can keep it short. Number one is which AI tool is best for QA engineers for functional manual testing when stories are moved to QA?
Again, it is very specific question, right? If your
Hmm.
organization is using, for example, I give a row, right? It is an Atlassian tool which has complete capability of doing everything. So if you are using Rovo, right, as an organization, then it is best tool for you. But if you are not using that, right, there are a lot of open source or add-ons, or it is as per the organization strategy, right? Whatever your organization adopts based on your context. There are tools like many right tools. I don't want to name any favorites or non-favorites, but the basic right criteria using behind those tools is um, the stack, right? The technology stack you are onto, the capabilities your organization has, the framework, right? Automation framework, architecture you have. Based on those aspects also, it is decided which tool they can use. In general, if you ask me, uh, Copilot is very helpful. Normal Copilot also is helpful to debug or help you to provide a certain sort of automated outcomes or outputs in different languages. So you can use it. GitHub Copilot is also very helpful. But you will know, right, what your organization has and available. So usually they take it from that stack.
That's great. I think Srinivas also has certain questions, but I can suggest Srinivas to connect with Vijay on LinkedIn for further more detailed discussion because he's specifically looking for some tool name. His company is now using Prod Cypress, I believe, and he wants to know certain tools names. So I would suggest Srinivas to connect with Vijay on LinkedIn for further question and detailed discussion on this. And that's it. I have one more question which says you can keep it short, Vijay. When managing a sustainability project, what framework should a project manager use to evaluate and justify the environmental trade offs? of adopting AI solution? This question is by Shraddha Basu.
Okay. So sustainability, right? If you're working on any sustainability project, right, you definitely need to understand what are the jurisdictions, right, or the areas which are coming under that, right? So, for example, you have something called as handbooks or the literature or the documents. We call them as reports or different terms, right? Each organization has. So, first of all, you need to understand what all the uh, guides or documents or reports you have available, which jurisdictions or countries are impacted. And second most important thing is, right, do you have any existing capability within your organization where you can correlate or connect all this together and get a crisp kind of a output which will provide you more overview, right? How your sustainability, right, in short, looks like, where what are the areas it focuses on. And if you know that, you can manually verify, right, with the respective, um, we call it a supervisor or SMEs, right, in each area, whether this information is correct or not. Once they give you thumbs up, then you can actually move further, right? So based on that, you can create your own framework, right? And then the framework can focus on specific aspects, right, about your project. I know about my context, but that will not be beneficial, right, to you. So, but this is how you can start looking at it and go further.
Thank you, Vijay, for generously sharing your experience and wisdom. Now, as a token of appreciation for Vijay, for from PMIPCC chapter, Hyderabad chapter, we have honored you with a ticket of 5 trees, which is planted in your names for Red Panda in Sikkim, India. Thank you for knowledge, growing our knowledge and sustainability with us. A huge thanks to our speaker for sharing their valuable insights to us. Thank you so much, Vijay, for
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
thank
you,
you.
Preeti. Honor.
Now, yeah, Vijay, you can say something.
No, no. So I just want to say, if anybody has any more, right, queries, questions, as informed by Kriti, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. It's like that I may not know it also, but together, right, we can brainstorm, learn from each other, and do right more about it. I may not have perfect solution, but yeah, it's always good to share ideas, context. So looking forward for that.
Yes, please do connect with Vijay. He's a, you know, he has so much of knowledge on so many things that probably he can help you at least if you belong to different industries also in project management with Agile. He can help you somewhere. So if you want any kind of help, if you would like to connect with Vijay, you can connect him on LinkedIn. Okay. So next up we have is digital selfie time. So we are going to take a nice selfie for all of us. And
Kriti, if you
okay,
can stop the screen share.
I can.
Sure. Here we go.
So Arvind is going to click us a nice selfie. Arvind, please make sure
Yeah.
that we all look good, although
I
it's
see still a
Saturday.
lot of people not on camera.
Yeah.
Could you please come onto the camera, please? Okay, here we go. Cheese. 1, 2, 3. Smile. One more. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful weekend ahead.
Thank you. We just have a couple of announcements. If few people can stay back. Just gonna share a few things and then we can wind up for today. So for today's Agile session, there will be one PDU that will be automatically credited to you in 2 weeks if you have provided correct PMI member ID during registration. If not, you can please write to events at the rate PMI uh, slash hyphen pcc.org. That is after 2 weeks. Just wait for 2 weeks. If you haven't received, then you can write it to events portfolio team. Next up, there's a quick announcement. I hope we all know that there's an annual summit next week. We can meet off screen. We have been meeting online for a very long time, but now it's the time that we can meet off screen. I'll be there. Have you registered or not? If not, you can register it now for annual summit. We have a Gyanari session by many speakers next week. It's happening on 24th and 25th July at the address conventions and exhibitions. We have different portfolio heads which are coming in. We have Amit Goel, we have Lieutenant General A. Arun, Dr. Sonali Khandra, who's an head of AI innovation and product management for Novartis. And guess what? It is not this session or this summit is not restricted to PMI members only. So if you have any non-PMI members who are your colleagues, acquaintance, friends who would like to be involved in PMI, this is one of the best moments. You can bring along them. You can go and register with PMI PCC Annual Summit. And you can be there. It's a great network opportunity within our city itself. So if you belong to Hyderabad or nearby Bangalore also, you can visit. So I hope many people have registered for Annual Summit and I'm going to see you all of there. Okay. We also have social media handles. So if you would like to be updated with PMI regular updates, if you would like to receive different kind of updates through different mode of handles, you can. We request all of you can scan the um, social media handle and you can be connected. We have different social media handles. On LinkedIn is the most best one. But if you want, you can be connected on YouTube. We are also on Twitter and different Instagram, I think. So you can be connected with us on different platforms. We appreciate your feedback. We would love to hear from you. So it helps us when you provide us feedback. If you would like us to, talk on certain topic or from Agile or knowledge series, or if you want certain speaker to be on our session, and if you would like to hear from them, or if you would like to interact with them, please do scan this QR code and send us your feedback for today so that we can make our sessions even better for you and more effective for you in your daily life, or if you would like to have any kind of career progression. So I'll wait a minute for you to scan and submit the feedback. If not, you can also use this link for feedback. I thank you all for giving us your time, which is a valuable thing in this world. So thank you for staying with us until the end and listening to Vijay. I hope this has been a helpful session for you. Signing off from here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day ahead. Thank you, Vijay.